Oksana from funstamper.com, and here is some sneak peek what we're gonna do. So we're literally gonna do funky fold with a twist, and we will be twisting a paper. So this one is maybe not that simple. Again, it's relatively simple, but probably will need to have a little bit of practice. So let me show you how it opens. So it opens like this, but you could see that part is actually twisted. And of course, I needed to create another one. I'm on a mission to do as many Christmas cards ahead of time, and I'm on a mission to use those pieces from kit that Stampin' Up! Is offering. I have plenty of leftovers, so I'll show you how to create those. I'll try to keep it short today. I have a lot of things to actually be. So I'm not sure if some of you may know. So Stampin' Up! Have a leadership event. It's supposed to be in New Orleans, and I'm supposed to be flying. I'm supposed to be in New Orleans. Good thing or not, I'm not there with a hurricane, who knows? But it's supposed to be a 3-day event for leaders. So event was moved online, and of course we will have a special schedule, and it try to be as informative and as kind of real through the Zoom and interaction, stuff like that. So I'm actually going to be there today. I think it's from 2 to 9 p.m. and also tomorrow. But also I'm going to away with my husband for our anniversary weekend. Will be our 25th. So really, really busy. So hi ladies. All right. So let me start with this card. And actually I came across, this is something that I did apparently on my blog. I was reviewing some entry, and I did it 5 years ago, pretty much this month. I could not believe. And instruction was there, different stamp set. So, and as I am in a fall theme, I decided to use our Love of Leaves bundle. And I really absolutely love the stitched leaves dies. So this is what we're gonna use today. And again, this one, it could be done with any occasions and any things. So let me start with our measurements. And it's probably the first time that I actually have a pictures. It's from my blog, and I will post or direct you later on how to do it. I actually, if you never did this fold, I suggest you to practice maybe with a copy paper. So what we need for this card, and we're gonna do slightly different color. We'll see how it turns out. I don't have a sample of that. And so what we will just need just regular piece of cardstock, measures 5.5 by 8.5. So it's cut not long way, but kind of fat way. You will pick alternative color, and I pick Blackberry Bliss. And it's just a little bit smaller, so it's your standard layer. It's 4 by 5.25. We will also need another piece, what is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Whisper White is slightly smaller. Again, you could probably do some dies and stitched one. This is simply 2.5 square. And Whisper White to match for inside. As you could see, you basically kind of see inside of the card. And Whisper White is 3 3/4 by 5. I also decided to use a designer paper. This is strip 2 by 4. Actually, it's slightly less than 2, and I'll show you why. All right, so let's just cut. I will have my measurements. And for this one, you will need to have a cutter. If you're more kind of comfortable with X-Acto knife, you could probably do it. I don't really have much experience. So this is my cutter, and it's really important because you're going to be cutting piece kind of from point A to point B. And what when I did, probably definitely need glasses and things like that. Let me get my glasses. But I had a hard time on this cutter see my score marks. So what I did, I just took some masking tape, and I put white behind. I probably will do something better to fit, but this way I kind of see it a little bit better. If you put dark cardstock, it's not that visible. So we will take our cardstock, and I will this is what I created. This is what we kind of aiming for. As you could see, we wanted to cut like 2 lines, almost creating kind of like a square, but not cut all the way. So this is what we need to do, and this is what we're gonna be aiming for. So we're gonna take our cardstock, it's already scored, and my instructions saying align left top corner at 3 inches. So you'll take your card and you put it at 3 inches, right? And then you're gonna put your cutting blade, I don't want it to be exactly in your face, but you're gonna put it in 2.5 inches. So you close it and put it in 2.5 inches. And you started to cut to 4 7/8, so not quite to 5, just 1 notch down. And it's kind of important to have these measurements. So I'm cutting from 2.5 to 1 kind of notch here. Again, it's probably a little bit more complicated than I normally do, but it's worth the effect. So we created this line. Then I'm gonna turn my card and I still work with my 3 inches. And what I do now, I will cut from 5/8. Here's your half. And if you wanted to kind of make sure you cut exactly where it needs to be, you actually could kind of put it in the middle and then maybe cut to 5/8. And again, this is my half, and 5/8 is slightly smaller. And then you cut it to 3 inches. So pretty much you're cutting to that first line. All right, let's see. See, my both things met, and this is what I cut. So I hope it's easy. And again, if you do it a couple times on printer paper, you will be fine with that. So I'm gonna hold my cardstock. It seems like it's straight. Let me cut that extra piece. And what you're gonna do, so you're gonna push this corner, and you basically want to twist or flip your cardstock. The trick is you want to align this as parallel to the score line as possible. Ta-da! I twist that, and this is my fold. All right, so what do you think? Was it easy enough? And then it's gonna be time to decorate. So this is why you have this piece and then another piece, because it gives kind of a little bit more definition, and those 2 pieces. And this piece, as you could see, if it will be exactly 2 inches, it may be kind of on your fold. All right. So what also, you could have a couple options how to adhere your fold here. I like to do it with dimensionals. And let me kind of show you how I do it. But you really either need to have a small dimensionals or maybe half. Because if you're gonna put full dimensionals on this side, it's gonna be on your way. So what I did, I just cut, I love to cut my dimensionals like this. So I'll kind of put a couple really close to the line. You could do it with a wet glue or with a snail. I find a luck with that. And let me glue my designer paper before I flip. So I like this fold because it's not extra like bigger piece of paper. So you could still create 2 cards from your regular 8.5 by 11. And it has such a cool effect. We pull those back in from your dimensionals. And voila. So now is a fun time to decorate the card. So I decided I wanted to do a couple leaves, and I wanted to actually show you those dies, and we will cut. And we will do like minimal stamping here. So those dies, as you could see, it's nice and beautiful stitch dies. So this is the one that cut and it stitches around. And you have another piece, it's not kind of cutting, it's just adding a little bit to your center of the leaf, and it's all of them like that. And to be honest, I cut few, stamp and cut, but I just absolutely love just cut them. You know, it's quick and relatively easy. So let me go ahead and stamp one big stamp. Let's do it this one. And I wanted to stamp it, again, choices, in which color, and I wanted to stamp it. I just wanted something for inside. This is what I'm actually decorating. For outside, we will just gonna pre-cut things. So you're gonna stamp, and it has this kind of watercolor look, right? So it's not all the way around. So now let's just bring my handy dandy die cut machine. I'll put stuff around. And I'm not sure, ladies, if you actually do this technique or save the paper. See this big piece of paper, you may say, oh my gosh, you know, it's extra that you kind of glue and make your cards heavier. So what I do, I actually do a lot of stealing, right? So this piece, I will not see it anyway. So I'm gonna put, I'm not sure if you kind of see it here. So I'm gonna put on this, that's gonna go inside. Let me just kind of borrow for 2 leaves. And I will do a small one, because you will not see it. Make your card lighter if you need to mail it. But this way you will kind of have extra pieces laying around. And I like to do it with the bigger shapes. So we're gonna cut those 2. And it's just gonna be extra. But also, if like think about it, if you're especially making more than one card, think about just, you know, taking things away, kind of borrow for something else. Nobody will see it. But it's gonna give you, see how beautiful the leaf is with the stitching. This is really, really pretty. And another one. And I will cut a couple more leaves that we will decide which one looks the best. So, but yeah, this one is just, like to see in each, and as we have, I'm hiding it right now, but probably not, should not do. So this one I don't want to cut, right? But I want a little kind of definition. So I'm gonna put this die, it's not cutting, it's just kind of punching stitches. And it's looking really, really cool. So this is gonna be for our inside. Cannot wait for magnetic plate coming next month. And we will cut couple more. So this is what it does. So when you look inside, it's just so beautiful. It's I love this kind of type of technique. And we will just do a little bit of gold and mint macaroon. I want that leaf in mint macaroon. I like those leaves a little bit kind of on the lighter side. And a small leaf here. If you're cutting a lot of those, it's really easy to position, and again, doesn't need to be precise. But if you're cutting a lot of them, what I normally do, I just take, you know, any type of, either a sticky note will work, but you kind of glue them like this. And then you could lift it together. So this and you could reposition to other piece, so you don't need to constantly align. So I do, and you could probably see some of my have a blue one. So I had like a really tiny sticky note. And this is what I did. I did a swap with some of the leaves. So I cut like 40 plus leaves. But kind of, and see how nicely it's holding together. And you could kind of use that. All right, let me put my things aside and we will assemble the card. And then we will do cutting one more time so you could see it. So hopefully it's gonna be a little bit more easier second time. All right, so here's my stolen piece, right? And I'm gonna glue my white piece. And the only thing I care is about what is kind of around. Couple years ago, I didn't do it for last couple years, was so busy, but I actually did Christmas cards, some of you know, for my boss. And I did 500 cards. I didn't really do anything elaborate, but you know, like handmade and something that looks effective. So every time I had those extra layers, I die cut dies. I still have them. Imagine like 500 inserts, and some of them like Island Indigo, like those colors. I still have so many of those die cuts. I was just, like, I could not just glue that piece. So here it is. And for that piece, again, this one is just simple layering. You could probably borrow from this piece as well, but when I think about it, I do it, but not that often. And white piece. And then we're gonna add our leaves and our greeting. And I chose these colors based on this plaid piece of paper. So I had it laying around, the designer paper. It has so many different colors, and you know, all of them would be pretty. Had a hard time to decide which one to use. So we're gonna do this leaf, and I'm gonna do it with dimensionals. All right. And smaller piece you will see. And this is just basically goes to the decorating the piece. So I normally, the same as I did a couple years ago with this card, I use this one as a focal point, and then I put a greeting here. Maybe green would have been a little bit better, but well, it's gonna be this one because I cut it. So now you could kind of play with the different colors that you wanted to decorate. All right, just do this one and this one. I used that embroidery ribbon. It's also in a new catalog. It's really nice and soft and has this kind of little vintage look. I like that. Just do a bow. Almost feels that something is needed. But again, something like, I think if you will do like a man card, like with boat or something like that's probably gonna look really good. And this 2.5 piece is not that hard to decorate, right? It's just relatively small to decorate. All right, this one. And what I did on previous card, so I kind of felt that this side is a little bit of naked. I could probably have stamped leaves. I may still do it, but I like little background. I think it adds so much. So let's just kind of add it because it's really kind of empty. On other card, I just was afterthought. I stamped thank you all around. Better not screw it up. And we're gonna stamp thank you, and we will be ready to move to the next one. So here I just pre-cut, again, that 1/2-inch strip, pre-cut with double banner. I don't remember how it's called, but I actually was hesitant to use it in the beginning. I was like, I don't know if I like it. It was not that easy to align, but as I practice, I actually kind of like right now to add quick. All right, here you go. And we're gonna add this piece, and our card is ready. Keep losing my dimensionals. The same, those 1/2 pieces are so handy. You ladies prefer more mini dimensionals, or you like to cut your big one and a half? I do have many one, but I'm not, you know, if I use it for some smaller project, I will bring, but normally I always pull my big ones. Okay, so here is this card, and here is another card in a different color. Probably would like this leaf in a green, but it is what it is. And here is card inside. So let me know what you think. And second card, let me clean my table. That one will not have that much stamping. Second card, we're gonna do our Christmas one. Let me find it, and we will go over the measurements one more time. So as I mentioned before, I'm really on a mission to use those pieces. I don't want to store them in the long storage, because next year I'm probably never gonna go to that one as well. So this is the kit, and we were looking at it last week. So this is last week card with those pieces. But I still have a ton of those left, and as you could see, you have so much, but I really wanted to use those extra pieces. So this is what I'm designing as a card, to just have a quick decoration on that little square. So what you will need to do to have this card, again, exactly the same, and this is the card I created. Seems like I tend to use those pine cones more. I kind of like the green and stuff like that. And poinsettia, I like it, but it's kind of, one is not too much, not enough, and maybe three is a little bit too much. So I wanted to do one with pine cones. So for this card, what you will want to use, and again, most of the stuff coming in a kit. So what I'm adding, so those gold pieces, I actually cut from leftovers that also in this kit, and it's interestingly enough, whatever left you could cut 2 3/4 square perfectly, and those little pieces as well. So as for other card, you will need our card base. We will need, and I pick this time I pick cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, slightly smaller for inside. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And for other piece, this one I substitute. I want a little bit of gold, little bit kind of bling for this card. And Whisper White is still the same, 3 3/4 by 5 and little piece. So okay, let's cut one more time. I'll try to do it slow for you, so hopefully this time you will kind of understand a little bit more. So 3 inches, it's our magic number. So you put your card at 3 inches, and then you want to cut from 2 1/2 to 4 7/8, so not quite 5. So again, if you kind of not really sure how to put exactly at 2 1/2 inches, you could set your blade somewhere in between, and then you could move it to 2 1/2. See, this little notch need to be aligning in 2 1/2, and here you move it to 4 7/8. So it's just one notch here. You pick it up, you turn it to 3 inches, and this, you're gonna cut it from 5/8, a little bit more than half, to 3. So again, I just stick my blade somewhere in between, and then I cut this way to 5/8, and this way to 3. All right, let's pick it up. And what you wanted to see, you wanted to see that your corner is cut. And now my favorite part. You just take your card and you twist it. And cardstock will bend differently, so you wanted to try to bring, again, this edge parallel to this edge. I didn't bring my DSP, did I? I didn't. Maybe I could cut a piece from here. Could not believe I didn't bring it. So designer paper, I put a little bit on the bottom, and I like to use the ones that kind of look Christmassy. So designer paper is 2 inches, a little bit smaller than 2 inches. So I suggest when you're gonna be cutting, cut a little bit smaller than 2 inches by 4. All right, let's just quickly assemble the card and we'll see how it's gonna turn. So I'm flipping it back and I'm starting to add my designer paper and also secure my twisted piece. Half of the dimensionals. I use full one and it didn't really work, so kind of put them as close to the edge. Many dimensionals will work great, I'm sure. Full dimensionals, you may see it's through from either side. You twist it, you fold your cardstock, I forgot to fold it before. And then it's just a matter of easily adding layers. Maybe before I add the layer, I will stamp inside. I did one of the cards and I stamp inside, and I'll glue everything, stamp it, and it didn't turn out well. I'm like, I did cut another piece, but I always like to stamp before I glue. So if something goes wrong, I could turn paper around or, you know, cut another paper, but not to glue on top, much harder. This is beautiful one. And this is the stamp set we're using. It came in a kit. So let's glue everything quickly. This goes to the layer of Mossy Meadow. And then goes on another piece. So this is what I was saying. You know, we could probably put this green one, but I think gold is look really stunning. And even so that square is small, you could still decorate, and you know, your image could be bigger, right? Or die cut could be bigger because we're not really flipping. It's stationary. Compare last week when we did it, we really need to be careful what we're putting so we're not obstructing the opening of the card. So here's this one. Let me pick, this is my favorite, this piece. See, like so. Maybe even small one, let's see. Or I could pre-stamp, but yeah, let's just do this one with dimensionals, and the small one gonna go inside. And inside I always glue if I have extra to add, even if it's die cut, I glue flat, so card is closed flat. I'm happy with my Christmas ideas because I already have some of stock of the cards as well. And for the greetings, again, we could use the one that left in our kit. So everything that I have, I pre-stamp. This is already labeled from a kit, and I did stamp them. So you don't really need to do much. Again, this is gold piece. Just add little something. So I'll just cut it. Again, all the gold stuff, it's from whatever left in a kit. So I didn't use anything extra. So that's pretty cool. And we will put dimensionals here. And we have it. We could add extra gold pieces, we could add extra ribbon. I will probably pre-stamp what I did on this card, see, kind of add little something here. So let me know which cards your favorite. So what you think about this fold. So here's 2 of the fall ones, and here is 2 of the Christmas ones. You could definitely I should have probably reversed and do this one in Mossy Meadow, and just add little extra of this. But you could kind of play with the paper, what is in designer paper, and kind of pick the colors. So I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Next Friday, I will have kind of on a time schedule to create something for you, but I'm sure I will come up with some ideas. I'll be coming back Thursday, but please stay in touch. I will still be posting on my Fun Stamper page. I have a couple cool videos for you already filmed and gonna be posted next week, how to create treats, and also we have blog hop coming tomorrow, gonna be in my blog, some other fall ideas and dies and things like that. So until then, please have a great weekend, please stay positive, keep crafting, leave me a comment, and thank you so much. Until next time, bye!